You'd probably say the new Godox V1 Mid makes no sense. It's less powerful than the V480 or the original V1. And they all cost about the same, so why would anyone pick this one? I tested it against my V480 to see if that round head really makes a difference. Letwell sent me the V1 Mid to test, but I'm not being paid. These are my own opinions. You'll find affiliate links in the description, and using them helps the channel at no extra cost to you. Let's start with the original V1. It was released 7 years ago and it was the first flash in the Godox line with a round head. The round head gives more even illumination and smoother light transition than a standard rectangular speedlight. It also made it possible to use magnetic modifiers. Now, the original V1 is starting to show its age, so the better comparison is the new V1 Pro. At that point, you're looking at almost double the price. What the V1 Mid gives you is a mid-spec version of its bigger brothers at a much more attractive price point, $179. It also adds a modern touchscreen interface. I understand the nostalgia for buttons, but I prefer the new design. You get 55 watts instead of 76 in a more compact body that is almost a third lighter. And that makes a lot of sense, because photographers working weddings and events need to shoot for long periods and can appreciate the lighter load. My name is Jose Alcoy and I share tips and reviews on off-camera flash photography. You can grab my free one light setup guide for dramatic portraits. The link is in the description. I think 55 watts is enough for most people. Power users will probably prefer the V1 Pro or even the V100, not necessarily because they need more power, but because working at lower output gives faster recycle times and less risk of overheating. The smaller size is a real advantage, especially if you use compact bodies like the Sony a7C II. The whole setup just feels more balanced and natural in the hand. Now, when you compare the V1 Mid to the V480, you're basically giving up some power in exchange for the round head. So let's compare both and pull them through the same test. I'm photographing my girlfriend Catherine in her stunning pregnancy glow. Let's start by shooting straight on. I think the skin may look a tad better on the V1 Mid, but what can I say? I hate this direct flash look. This flash is mainly designed to be used on camera, since a straight-on look is out of the question for me. The best option is to bounce it off the ceiling. You'd be surprised how often you find dark ceilings in event venues. But here at home, I'm lucky I went with white. Here we get similar results, but I think the round head did a slightly better job. If you know me, you know where this is going. I couldn't help myself. I had to try these flashes inside the softbox. To do this, you'll need a Godox trigger like the ones I reviewed in this video, the X3 or the X3 Pro. If you plan to use it inside a softbox, make sure you get the Godox S2 or S3 bracket. Older models won't fit this fat head. Both flashes were powerful enough to shoot into a 120cm softbox at around 116 to 132 power. The V480 is slightly more powerful, but here's the big surprise: the V1 Mid actually gave me a much better result. The color looks nicer, the light transitions feel smoother, and overall it just looks amazing. And by the way, I love it when my girlfriend takes out her braids and wears her natural afro. It's pretty clear which one of us looks better on camera, but bear with me. I made a stupid mistake. The flash zoom was set to 24mm on my V480 and to auto on the the V1 Mid, and this could have skewed the results. So I redid the test with some self-portraits. This time I controlled everything properly and kept the softbox at exactly the same angle, and I still stand by my conclusion. The colors look better and the light feels more evenly and more pleasingly distributed. The flash has all the bells and whistles you would expect: TTL, HSS, battery with USB charging, and a modeling light that is placed on the round head, which makes a lot more sense to me compared to the V480, where it is situated at the front. The reason is simple: wherever you point the round head, you can see what the light is doing. That said, the modeling light wasn't powerful enough to fill my large softbox with double diffusion, or when bounced off the ceiling. It barely made a difference. Other than that, the flash is very similar to the V480. The screen seems identical, and the only real difference is the round head, which makes it chunkier on that end in exchange for better quality of light. I picked up the AKR1 round head magnetic modifier kit a while back, but honestly it's been collecting dust. I tend to reach for my soft boxes, but this flash really calls for it, so I'm going to test a couple of things. Let's see if the dome diffuser has any advantages. It's more or less the same. As for the bounce card, the results are good, but that's mainly because the light is still bouncing off the ceiling. The only thing the bounce card really adds is an ugly white dot in the catch lights. And finally, I tried an orange color correction filter from the kit and placed it on the V1 Mid inside the big softbox. I set my camera's white balance to 4000 Kelvin, and yeah, the results were interesting. It's something I need to play with more, but honestly, I think there are better CTO gels out there that are properly labeled and give you more consistent results. I'm afraid the AKR1 kit is going to keep collecting dust. Back in the day, I mainly used it in combination with the V11C color effect gels. So to sum up, the V480 gives you a bit more power and a slimmer profile. The V1 Mid, on the other hand, delivers a softer, more pleasing look and a more practical modeling light. Personally, I'll take the nicer light over the extra power any day of the week. If you're comparing it to the V1 Pro, you only give up a little power in exchange for a smaller, lighter body and a cleaner, more modern touchscreen interface. You also save quite a lot of money. Before you stampede to the affiliate links, make sure you choose the correct version for your system: Sony, Nikon, Canon, Fujifilm or Olympus. One small complaint: Godox doesn't always publish the power output or guide number of their flashes. That makes it harder to compare models and make a smart buying decision. You end up digging through forums only to find contradictory information. Just show the numbers, good or bad, we can handle it. Okay, if you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more on off-camera flash photography, and watch this next video where I show you 3 practical ways to use the Godox V480. Don't worry, everything applies to the V1 Mid too, so no excuses.